decision. If you wonder about no decision, how frustrating that might be, the record for no decisions in a season, Bert Blyleven, 30 years ago, when he was pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates, had 20 no decisions. And the Dodgers, 5 years ago, had left-hander Odalis Perez. He had 18 no decisions. So for Randy Wolf, he's got a ways to go. Randy, the local boy, born in Canoga Park, lives in the Hollywood Hills, went to school at Pepperdine, and will be 33 in August. So Randy Wolf trying to get one back after the Dodgers lost last night. And for the Angels, it'll be Figgins, Ibar, and Rivera. And for Sean Figgins, he put a smile on Mike Scioscia's face last night because Figgins had a walk, a single, a double, and a triple. And his single to right field in the 8th inning last night won the ball game. So Figgins hitting .291 with 11 runs batted in, ready to check in, and we're ready to get this one underway. So Figgins, a one-man gang, also made a wonderful defensive play last night. So the little man out of Georgia, who now lives in Florida, batting right-handed, takes a strike, and we're underway. Figgins is only 5'7", so he brings up a small strike zone, and that makes it even tougher to pitch to him. There's really not much to separate the two teams, especially here at Dodger Stadium. Breaking ball misses inside, 1-1. And of course, you stress the fact here there's no designated hitter. So they played 17 games, and the Angels have won 9, and the Dodgers have won 8. The 1-1 pitch, Figgins has a look, and that's outside. Ball 2, 2-1. 65 degrees at the start of a beautiful evening. Bright blue sky overhead. The lights are on, but they don't really take effect at this early hour. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sean Figgins. Wolf ready, comes back, and it's fouled away off to the right, out of play. And the count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Figgins hitting .409 during a current 10-game hitting streak. And of course, last night came within a home run of hitting for the cycle. He does not have a home run anyway. So Figgins waiting in the 2-2 pitch. Sean swings and lifts it to the left side and shallow. Coming in for it is Casey Blake halfway to the plate and puts it away. 1 away. Let's take a look at the Dodgers with the leather. Juan Pierre, Matt Kemp, and Andre Ethier in the outfield. Blake, Furcal, Hudson, and Loney on the infield. And the battery of Martin handling Wolf. So 1 away, and Eric Ibar coming up. Ibar had a very frustrating night last night. Twice he was asked to bunt, and he popped the bunt up each time. He also struck out, and adding to that, he hit into a double play. He swings, doesn't get the first one, and the count 0-1. However, with all of that, Ibar checking in, hitting .299 with a home run and 10 runs batted in. So Eric, whose brother Willie played here, the strike 1 pitch on the way, and that's way off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eric Ibar from Boni in the Dominican Republic. He's on the slender side, 5'10", about 170, handling the job at shortstop. Wolf into the windup, and the 1-1 pitch on the way, and that's fouled away, and the count 1-2. 1 away, first inning just starting. The Dodgers and the Angels. Angels have a little 2-game winning streak as they remain 2 games back of Texas. Dodgers 8.5 games in front of second place San Diego. The 1-2 fastball is strike 3 called at the knees and at the corner, and down goes Ibar. So 2 out in the first inning, and the batter will be Juan Rivera. So Ibar rarely walks. He's had 106 at bats, and he's walked 5 times. Rivera has only walked 10 times this year. So the Angels, a very aggressive hitting ball club. And Rivera checking in, hitting .268 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. The big guy promptly whacks it into left field for a base hit. So Juan Rivera, who checks in at about 225 and stands 6'2", a line drive single to left, and that will bring up Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter put on display last night why he has 8 Gold Gloves. Torrey out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, at one time was thinking about quitting the game. I guess a lot of young ball players get to that stage in their career. He promptly hits it into right field for a base hit. Over to get it is Ethier. On his way to third is Rivera, and he is in there. Perfect throw by Andre Ethier. So Torrey Hunter singles to right on the heels of Rivera's single to left. And with 2 out, the Angels have runners at first and third, and Gary Matthews coming up. So a bullet to right. Ethier had to come a long way to get it, then made a perfect throw, but sliding in ahead of it was Rivera. So 2 on, 2 out. Dino Abel talking to his runner Rivera. Torrey Hunter standing at first, and the batter checking in is Gary Matthews. So Gary, a switch hitter, and of course everybody hits right-handed against Randy Wolf. Matthews trying to pick somebody up. He has 12 RBIs, hitting .276, playing right field for Vladimir Guerrero. Big slow curveball misses, ball 1. Rivera at third, Hunter at first, and here is Matthews with a 1-ball, no strike count. Vladimir Guerrero, playing at the Inland Empire, had a base hit. He's had a torn pectoral muscle on the left side, but he's close to coming back. 1-0 pitch is instead a throw to first, and Hunter back on the bag. Torrey Hunter has stolen 8 out of 11. Of course, the big guy on the Angel staff would be Sean Figgins, who has stolen 19 out of 22, and also Bobby Abreu, who is 15 for 15. The 1-0 pitch is instead a throw to first again. Rivera walking down the line from third. Matthews has been a hot hitter of late with a chance to play. He has hit in 16 out of 20, 19 of his last 24. He hit a home run against Seattle Thursday night. They don't have that up on the board, but he does have one. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Gary has been around long enough to start to add up his base hits, and he needs 7 to get to 1,000. Last night he had 2 singles on the infield. He has Rivera down the line from third, Hunter away from first with 2 out. Out of a stretch goes Randy. Now the left-hander delivers, and that's swung on and lifted on the infield. It'll be the shortstop for call, waiting, and puts it away. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. And at the end of half an inning, Angels nothing, Dodgers coming up. dugout. Here are the Dodgers now coming up. Juan Pierre, Rafael Furcal, and Orlando Hudson. Then you have Andre Ethier with Russell Martin and James Loney, Matt Kemp, Casey Blake, and Randy Wolf. On the mound for the Angels, the man from Abilene, John Lackey, 6'6", 245-pounder, went to Grayson County Community College, and in Abilene, he was a consummate athlete. Starting quarterback and captain of the football team. He was a center on the basketball team. He was all-state at first base for the baseball team. So Big John, who really made the headlines back in 2002, ready to go to work, and Juan Pierre takes a strike and the count 0-1. Juan Pierre, in the 14 games in which he has started, is hitting .431. For the year, hitting .404, fouls a pitch away, so he's in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. So Pierre followed by Furcal and then Hudson as the Dodgers try to win their 30th game of the year. Lackey into the windup. Big John's next pitch is a fastball high, ball 1. We mentioned he made headlines in 2002. He became the first rookie pitcher to win a Game 7 of the World Series in 93 years. He meanwhile strikes out Pierre swinging. Well, just like that, 1 out in the first inning. Let's take a look at the Angels. You have Rivera, Hunter, and Matthews in the outfield. The infield of Figgins, Ibar, Kendrick, and Quinlan. And the battery of Lackey and Mathis. Rafael Furcal coming up. And for Rafael, hitting .246, struggling from the left side of the plate, hitting only .240. So Furcal checking in. Lackey into the windup, delivers. There's a slap bunt up along third, barehanded by Lackey, who throws in time to get Furcal. So Rafael trying to hit it by the left side of the mound, but Lackey went down to get it. And just like that, 2 out in the first inning. Nice play by John Lackey. Lackey had to barehand and throw, and just did get it over there to Quinlan in time. So with 2 down in the first inning, no score, the batter will be Orlando Hudson. Hudson coming up will check in against Lackey with a 12-game hitting streak. And Orlando just playing lights out second base, hitting .343, 3 home runs, 27 runs batted in and out of the box, talking to Chuck Merriweather, the plate umpire. And Merriweather saying something to Orlando before he gets back up. 2 down, first inning, no score. Lackey ready, delivers, and it's fouled off, and the count 0-1. Lackey had a strained forearm, and then you may remember when he came back to pitch, he lasted 2 pitches. They thought he was throwing at Ian Kinsler, and they kicked him out of the game. Strike 1 pitch is in there. That had to be quite a shock. I remember one night in Milwaukee 1,000 years ago, huge crowd. I mean, the place was full, Dodgers and the old Milwaukee Braves. And Johnny Logan was leading off for the Braves. Pitch is fouled away. Al Barlick was the plate umpire. The first pitch of the night was a strike. And the next thing you know, Barlick throws Logan out of the game. And had no idea why, because there was no argument, no finger pointing. 1 pitch, and he was kicked out. Strike 2 pitch high. After the game, I said to Barlick, "Why did you kick Logan out on 1 pitch?" Barlick said he turned to me after I called that first pitch a strike and said, "If you call another one like that, I'll pinch your head off." And Barlick kicked him out of the game. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Orlando Hudson. Here comes Lackey, and there's a shot to the hole. Great smothering stop by Ibar. Throws on a bounce and got him. The Angel gloves that glistened last night shine again as Eric Ibar makes a magnificent play, taking what appeared to be a sure base hit from Orlando Hudson. And at the end of an inning, no score. by Eric Ibar. Now into the second with Howie Kendrick ready to face Randy Wolf. Left-handed delivers. Fastball is hit down the right field line, slicing foul back into the seats. The count 0-1. You know, we were watching briefly a Yankee game today where A-Rod hit a home run, and it brought up the rather amazing story. In Yankee Stadium, they played 22 games, and there have been 86 home runs hit. Here's the strike one pitch on the way. Breaking ball in there for a strike. So taking that thought in mind, there have been 21 games played here at Dodger Stadium, and there have been a total of 30 home runs hit here. 30 to 86. Here's the strike two pitch on the way, very high. So the house that Ruth built might have been torn down and rebuilt, and it's the house that Ruth built again. 1-2 to Howie Kendrick. Kendrick waiting. Randy Wolf into the windup. The 1-2 pitch on the way is swung on and fouled back. Tomorrow, the concluding game of the series, Matt Palmer and Chad Billingsley, and the Dodgers then hit the road, heading for Colorado and Chicago. Dodgers will be home June 1 with Arizona, then Philadelphia and San Diego. 1-2 pitch on the way, way outside, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. San Diego Padres trying to make a little noise. They've won 7 straight, trying to hang on the Dodger heels. 2-2 as Randy studies Martin signs. Now the left-hander ready, and the 2-2 pitch to Kendrick is swung on, top foul up along first, and the count stays 2-2. Howie Kendrick hit his 4th home run Thursday night at Safeco Field, but he's been struggling. It has not been a merry month of May for him. He has hit .219. Kendrick last night did go 1 for 4. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Howie swings, fouls it the other way, off to the left, and it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Howie Kendrick had himself quite a Christmas present, Christmas past, when his wife presented him with a bouncing baby boy. Now that's a Christmas present. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Randy Wolf delivers. Fastball grounded to short. For call is on it. Cranks it up and throws him out. 1 down in the second inning, and the batter will be Rob Quinlan, making his first appearance in this brief series. Rob Quinlan playing first base. Kendrick Morales sits down. Rob, a big Minnesota boy, as Morales watches, and the first pitch in for a strike. Rob went to the University of Minnesota and grew up about a half hour outside of Minneapolis. Now the strike one pitch on the way, and the right-hand hitter takes a slow hook off the plate, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So Quinlan at the plate, hitting just .125, and he hits a comebacker. Wolf backhands it, lobs the ball to first. So Quinlan hits back to the box. 2 down in the second inning, and the batter will be Jeff Mathis. You know, tomorrow head to the beach, Bleacher Beach at Dodger Stadium, the all-inclusive section in Dodger Town. You'll enjoy unlimited barbecue fresh off the grill, a Dodger beach bag, an oceanfront experience with a bird's-eye view of the game. The beach opens tomorrow. To purchase tickets, visit Dodgers.com/beach or give us a call, 866-DODGERS. So here's Jeff Mathis. Mike Napoli played last night, and the slow curveball in for a strike. It figured that Napoli would play last night against Kershaw because he was hitting about .470 against left-hand pitching. But Mathis needs some at-bats, so he plays tonight and fouls it away. So Napoli sitting this one out. And Jeff Mathis getting a chance. You got to keep them all sharp one way or another. Jeff Mathis from Marianna, Florida. Still lives there. Strike 2 pitch on the way is swung on and missed. Down he goes. and the Angels go in order. Strikeout number 2 for Randy Wolf. And at the end of an inning and a half, no score. And the Angels in game 2 of the 3-game series. John Lackey ready to pitch to Andre Ethier, Russell Martin, and James Loney. It was in spring training of last year when Mike Scioscia procured John Lackey's transcript from his final semester at Grayson Community College, and he posted it on the clubhouse wall. Lackey aced varsity baseball, got another A in a class called Country Pop and Rock, but he got an F in algebra. And here's the pitch to Ethier, and that's going to be sliced down the left field line. Fair ball in the corner. Andre into second base, standing with a leadoff double. So Ethier goes down to get it, hits it inside out, and splashes it down inside the foul line in left. And now Martin, Loney, and Kemp coming up. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Lackey had an F in algebra. And then Scioscia got Lackey's mother, who's a teacher, on a speakerphone and told her that Lackey had failed his last math class. And Lackey's mother was quite upset. And Scioscia said, don't worry, we're going to rectify it. And Mike arranged for an Arizona State graduate student, some kind of quantum physics, to walk into the team meeting and give Lackey a sophomore level algebra test. The pitch to Martin, a strike. Well, you can imagine the laughter from the clubhouse. It could be heard way down the hall and out in the street. Well, they really gave him a big bad time, which of course is another way to accept a player on the squad. John Lackey. Now he means so much to the Angels. Strike one pitch, down and away, 1-1. As far as Martin is concerned, Russell hitting .263, 16 runs batted in, lost 2 RBIs last night thanks to a great play by Torrey Hunter. He also doubled and scored the only Dodger run. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Lackey at the belt, John set, looks back at second, now comes to Martin and works that one low, and he's behind 2 balls and 1 strike. Russell in and out of the box. Lackey just standing out there waiting for him. Martin during the homestand 2 for 16. He's been struggling. Lackey set, looks back at second, and time at the plate. Mike Scioscia was saying before the game that Lackey will probably be somewhere between 90 and 100 pitches, and he said If he has to stay 90 at 100 for the rest of the year, we'll take that. One reason they take it is the fact the Angel bullpen has done very well. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and that evens things up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Angel bullpen has allowed 1 earned run in the last 20 innings. Lackey, right foot on the rubber, looks down, asking his catcher Mathis to go over the signs again. Martin waiting, 2-2 to count. Ethier at second with Ibar behind him. So a hole on the left side of the infield, and the pitch is hit foul down the right field line out of play, and the count stays 2-2. Andre Ethier, who's been struggling, as you know, as you've been following the fortunes. He was 0 for 13 when he just doubled into the left field corner. And it figures if you're going to come out of a slump, you're probably going to hit a ball the other way. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Russell Martin, and he drives this one to the gap, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Andre Ethier will score easily. Martin is into second base standing with a double. That would be his 8th double of the year, and the Dodgers are on the board, leading 1-0. Back-to-back doubles by Ethier and Martin. And Martin this time getting a curveball and hitting it where Torrey Hunter couldn't catch up to it. Hunter was shading a little towards right center. If you remember last night, Martin doubled to right. And so Torrey Hunter remembered that. He was shading him over to right center. And instead, Martin got a ball he could pull and hit it to the gap in left center. So Ethier is in with the run. Dodgers lead 1-0, and here is James Loney. Lackey set, looks back at second, comes to Loney with a strike, and the count 0-1. For Martin, that was his first hit against Lackey. He is 1 for 6. Loney is 0 for 3 against him. Lackey has been absolutely incredible in interleague play. Strike one pitch is a hopper to shortstop. Ibar holding the runner, throws to first for the out, and we have one down. John Lackey has won 6 straight in interleague play. The Dodgers have a batting average of 188 against him, and he has beaten them 3 straight, 5 in one lifetime. And for good measure, his ERA in interleague play is 2.5. The Lackey right there with Santana, top 2 in interleague play since it started. And now with a runner at second and 1 out, here's Matt Kemp. John ready, here he comes, fastball down and away, ball 1, 1-0. Kemp has had a lot of trouble with Lackey. He is not only 0 for 6, he has struck out 4 times against him. 1-0 Dodgers. 1 out, second inning. Back-to-back doubles put the run on the board. Lackey comes back, drops it in there, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. With Lackey, you're going to get a fastball anywhere from 92 to 95. Pretty good changeup. A very nasty slurve, which is somewhere between slider and a curve, and a cutter. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, is swung on and missed, 1-2. Kemp in and out of the box, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Martin waiting for a ride home out there at second. 1-0 Dodgers, just starting before another nice crowd. Big crowd last night, 55,053. Lackey at the belt, looking at somewhat of a dancing Martin, back to Kemp, who fouls it off. The one thing that Martin succeeded in doing, he wanted to make Kendrick come to the bag. So by moving around a little bit, how he started to come in, and of course that's all part of it. Anything to try and take a step away from either man. Kendrick with Martin, and Martin for that matter trying to open up the hole on the right side of the infield. 1-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Lackey ready. Here he comes, and it is in the dirt. Blocked nicely. So Jeff Mathis keeps his one right around home plate, and the count 2-2. Lackey pretty much has his success dictated by his fastball. If he can get early in the count ahead with that, the hitter is usually in a lot of trouble. Gone a long look in. Won 19 games 2 years ago. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Waved at and missed. So for Kemp, 7 at bats, and he has struck out 5 times against Lackey. And the batter will be Casey Blake. Big spinner just moved away from Kemp's bat. So Casey Blake, who has also had a very bad time, but they're going to walk him intentionally, and they'll take their chances against Randy Wolf. Casey Blake is 1 for 15 against John Lackey, and he has struck out 5 times against him. But Mike Scioscia figuring that runs will be at a premium, certainly after last night's game when they were 1-1 going into the 8th inning. So now they put Blake aboard, and the batter will be Randy Wolf. Mike Scioscia was already out at the field earlier talking to Chuck Merriweather. One thing we've noticed here at Dodger Stadium, the lines that define the batter's box, the left and right hand hitters, they are the thinnest lines we have seen almost anywhere. They look bigger on camera than they do if you're up high looking down. And the left-hand hitters and now the right-hand hitters have done what they do everywhere. They've obliterated the back line. Randy Wolf not close to the back line as he checks in. Lackey with 2 on and 2 out, and the first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. I've always wondered why umpires would allow hitters to do what they do after going to all the trouble of having the batting boxes defined. Wolf takes off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. When Orlando Hudson came up in the first inning, he pretty well hacked out the back line, and we think that's why Mike Scioscia went up to talk to Merriweather, but they all do it, and they do it everywhere. 1-1 pitch on the way. Wolf sprays it foul off to the left out of play. Randy's not a bad hitting pitcher, and again, when you realize he's had 23 plate appearances and he has only struck out 4 times, that at least gets your attention. Batting average, well, not much, just about a buck. 1-2 pitch. There go the runners, and it's fouled away. So Torrey runs Martin and Blake, and Randy Wolf fouls it off, which is another indication that Joe has confidence that Randy Wolf can make contact. The last thing he would want is to have a runner nailed for the last out and Wolf to lead off the next inning. The 1-2 pitch, runners hold, and it's in the dirt, and it also hit Randy Wolf on the foot. So the ball is dead and the bases are loaded. The John Lackey bounces one, and it catches Wolf on the left foot right at the laces, and with the bases loaded, Juan Pierre coming up. So the Dodgers got a quick run, doubles by Ethier and Martin. 2 outs later, they walk Blake, who does not hit Lackey at all, only to have Lackey then hit Wolf. And here is Pierre hitting .400. Struck out in the first inning and has a look at his strike. For Pierre to strike out, it's kind of news. He has only struck out 4 times this year, and one of the 4 was last night. 0-1 the count. Lackey ready and delivers. Juan punches it on the ground to Ibar. Quickly to Kendrick for the force, and that's that. So the Dodgers get back-to-back doubles for a run and then proceed to lead 3. And at the end of 2, 1-0 Dodgers. Figgins not as well as Pierre, but they are different in personality. Figgins appears to be far more outgoing than Juan Pierre. Next one is off the plate. 1-2 the count. Juan is very quiet. Each in his own way. Solid ball player. 1-2 the count. Back comes Randy Wolf, a little high with a fastball. Of course, it's pretty easy to be high to Figgins. It makes things very, very tough for you as far as the strike zone is concerned. The 2-2 pitch to Sean. And that swung on, hit in the air high to left center. Pierre is calling and comes in and makes the catch. So that's 2 down, and Eric Ibar might be struggling with the bat, but boy, what a play he made on Orlando Hudson in the first inning. What looked like a short base hit. Ibar skidding on the grass, got up and threw him out. And remember, Hudson was hitting left-handed. He had the extra 3 steps. So a marvelous play by Ibar. Ibar struck out in the first inning, takes a slow curve for a strike. Very aggressive batter. He has only walked 5 times this year. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way, swung on and foul back, so he's in a hole. 0-2. Of course, even though he has not gotten on base by base on balls, he's only struck out 11 times. 0-2 the count. Randy turns on the rubber. The left-hander comes back, and that's hit in the air foul off first, out of play. Back into the crowd. Don't forget tomorrow the concluding game. Matt Palmer and Chad Billingsley. Dodgers then will go out on the road. Dodgers and Angels will get together again in Anaheim on the 18th of June for a weekend 3-game series. Now the strike 2 pitch on the way. Swung on, popped in the air behind the plate. Martin has a play, comes back and makes the catch. So that'll do it for the Angels. That means 7 in a row retired by Randy Wolf, and at the end of 2½, 1-0 Dodgers. Your dad holding his son, and his son with the droopy lids. Whatever dad says to him makes him smile, but looking around in the stands, the faces in the crowd. Then, of course, a smile on a little girl's face. She just can barely hold on until she pauses for a sip of her soda. Fun to look around and see the good folks in the ballpark having a good time, especially with the children. Rafael Furcal is up there. No balls, one strike. Hitting left-handed, he pops one up to the right side. Howie Kendrick is right there, and that'll do it for Rafael. So one away. You know, Russell Martin, Steve Garvey, and Ron Say invite you to swing for the fences under the lights right here at Dodger Stadium June 15th. You can take batting practice on the field, take photos with the Dodger trio, and get free autographs. Space is limited, so buy now at Dodgers.com/under the lights or call 323-224-2646. Here's Hudson and takes a strike. Orlando robbed of a hit. Remember, he has a 12-game hitting streak. That was the thing that Ryan Zimmerman talked about, you know, the talented third baseman of the Washington Nationals. The strike one pitch is driven to center, but that's going to wind up in a Gold Glove, and Torrey Hunter squeezes it for the second out. Zimmerman marveled at Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. He said it's impossible because you not only have to hit well, you have to be lucky, because those guys out there defensively are always there to take a hit away from you, and Hudson knows all about that. Interesting to compare the two pitchers tonight, the veterans Randy Wolf and John Lackey, to the somewhat younger pitchers of Clayton Kershaw and Jared Weaver. The pitch to Ethier fouled away. Last night, the two young pitchers fell behind in the count to 14 of the first 15 batters. They had ball one. Tonight, the veterans have been ahead strike one to 21 of the first 24 batters. Now the strike one pitch to Ethier is high, 1-1. Another point, we just had a glimpse of Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw last night made 53 pitches in the first two innings. Randy Wolf made 28. I mean, a difference of 25 pitches in just the first two. Ethier takes the strike, and the count 1-2. Somewhere in the back of my head, in thinking of pitch count, here's the 1-2 pitch coming up, and Ethier takes high. Somewhere, it seems to me, Preacher Rowe beat the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field 1,000 years ago, and he made 79 pitches, and it went 9 innings. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. 2-2 pitch is a little high, ball 3, 3-2. John Lackey's pitch count could be important. As we mentioned, Mike Scioscia was saying that he might be on a 90 to 100 pitch count for a while. He made 36 pitches in the first two innings. But remember, he's rusty. 3-2 pitch with the wind blowing to right, and Ethier goes the other way for a single to left, and he's 2 for 2. You know, last night we made the comment that a lot of times hitters get into deep slumps because they try to pull everything. And then if they try to stay back and go the other way, they become more successful. Well, Ethier is 2 for 2 tonight. He has a double and a single that puts a smile on his face, and both hits the other way. And remember, he was 0 for 13 until tonight, and he's 2 for 2. So here is Martin, who doubled to left center and takes a strike, and the count 0-1. No balls and one strike to count. 1-0 Dodgers, third inning with 2 out. Dodgers had back-to-back doubles, Ethier and Martin, to get the run. Lackey right back with a pitch pulled back a third. Figgins on it. They get the force play at second to end the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left. And at the end of 3, Dodgers 1, Angels 0. top of the fourth inning. Time for our Aflac trivia question. Who is the Dodgers' all-time leader in games and hits? And what a hint. He was born on this date in 1888. Well, we'll give you the answer in a little while. I don't remember what I had for lunch, and they were talking about a guy born in 1888. We go to the fourth. 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers, doubles by Ethier and Martin. John Lackey had a rough second inning when he made 26 pitches. He made only 10 in the first inning and only 12 in the third. Randy Wolf has had a total of 39 pitches in 3 innings. And it's Rivera, Hunter, and Matthews in the fourth. Rivera has been eating left-handers for his lunch and single first time up. Juan hitting around 430 to 440 against left-handers this year. And hammers it to left down the line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is fair and gone. So Juan Rivera takes the first pitch and hits it out. It's his 4th home run, his 14th run batted in. Glad we ducked in the fact that he's been eating left-handers. Boom. So a 1-1 tie in the fourth. Just went out to get the first one just above the knees, out over the plate. Great concentration. They talk about squaring the bat on the ball, but of course that really makes this game insane when you have a round bat and a round ball and you talk about squaring it. Strike to Torrey Hunter. So we have a 1-1 tie. Rivera gets him even, and Torrey Hunter now with a no ball, 1 strike count. 1-1. John Lackey, very animated, back to being even. And Torrey, it's a high fly ball to deep left. Back goes Pierre to the track to make the catch. Well, Torrey Hunter just misses. It's still 1-1. Pierre goes back to get it. And now Gary Matthews coming up. Matthews popped a short with runners at first and third and 2 out in the first inning. The Dodgers are starting to feel optimistic about Hiroki Kuroda. Hero, as they call him. That's driven in the air right at Matt Kemp. 2 down. The last report we heard on Hiroki, he's probably 2 rehab starts away from joining the ball club. Eric Stokes, who had the bad thumb, apparently has declared himself ready to pitch Tuesday in Colorado. Hung-Chi Kuo has kind of disappeared from the scene. He's going over to Glendale in Arizona to work out in the Dodger spring training facility. Beach ball loose, timeout for the moment. Kendrick rounded to short, 0 for 1. 1 ball, no strikes. One ball and no strikes to Howie Kendrick. Fouled away. Well, he lost something. Earlier this year, the 8th of May, Howie had an inside the park home run. And lately he's been informed of the fact after a review they've instead charged a 4-base fielding error. Ball 2, 2-1. Last year, Kendrick twice on the DL with a strained hamstring. 2-2 to Howie. When he was on the DL last year, he missed 65 games. Kendrick will be 26 in July. Lives in a little town Population about 900 in Florida. The town is called Callahan. Two and two. 1-1 tie. Bases empty with 2 out in the 4th. Randy Wolf trying to win his 3rd against 1 loss, and base hit up the middle. So a leadoff home run, a long fly ball to left, and now a 2-out single to center for Kendrick, and the batter will be Rob Quinlan. Kendrick over at first base has stolen 5 out of 6. The Angels have stolen 56 bases this year. Dodgers have stolen 33. And of course Sean Figgins leads the way, 19. And they will keep an eye certainly on Kendrick. Rob Quinlan, among other things, was the Angels minor league player of the year soon after he had been signed out of the University of Minnesota. Oh, Mike Scioscia with someone who can run at first. Quinlan has not played a lot. Rob's only had 25 at-bats counting tonight. Big breaking ball, but misses. Quinlan's all 8 starts that he's made this year come against left-handers. He's hitting left-handers at a .305 pace in his career. Randy with 6 no decisions and a 2-1 record. Big slow curveball in for a strike. 1-1. That summed it up, that one pitch. I mean, Wolf had to be concerned about Kendrick, gave him a good look, and then where that high kick you would think he was going to throw hard, he came back with a slow curve. There's another curveball banged into right field for a base hit. Kendrick will stop at second. The throw comes into Hudson, and the batter will be Jeff Mathis. So Quinlan, a .300 hitter against left-handers, does just that with a base hit to right. So that is the 3rd hit in the inning. 5 hits in the game so far for the Angels. And in a 1-1 tie, Jeff Mathis, who struck out in the 2nd inning, will be checking in at the plate. Mathis, we told you, is from Marianna, Florida. Not a town that has produced a lot of headliners, but maybe the most famous native of Marianna would be Bobby Goldsboro, if you remember the pop singer way back when. Jeff had a scholarship to Florida State. And a strike, 0-1. Passed up the scholarship for a sizable bonus. His older brother Jake also played in the Angel organization but never moved out of Class A. 2 on, 2 out, 4th inning in a 1-1 tie. And a little foul, tough play. It's not very high, but Loney is there to catch it. So Mathis fouls out to James Loney. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 left, and at the end of 3.5, Rivera won, the Dodgers won. leader in games and hits, and he was born in 1888. Well, you are really precious if you remember Zach Wheat. Zach Wheat, 2,322 games, 2,804 base hits. He holds a Dodger record for, among other things, singles, doubles, and triples. The home run record, Edwin the Duke Snyder hit 389. Meanwhile, Randy Wolf made a 15-pitch inning in the fourth. It's a 1-1 tie, and James Loney now, followed by Matt Kemp and then Casey Blake. Randy talking to Chad Billingsley, passing around some information that Chad might be able to use tomorrow. So here's Loney, grounded to short, 0 for 1. Ball one. James hitting .278. Off speed but missed. Little breaking ball in the 70s. 2-0 the count to Loney. So Lackey is back, and the Angels, of course, are thrilled to have him. 2-0 pitch, ball 3. We were talking before about Lackey being kicked out after 2 pitches, and I talked about Johnny Logan, the brave shortstop, kicked out in his at-bat leading off the game after 1 pitch. In for a strike. All of a sudden, I thought of a giant Dodger game at Candlestick Park. Tommy Lasorda and Charlie Fox, the manager of the Giants, they go up to exchange batting cards, and the next thing I know, they're fighting each other. Throwing punches. Meanwhile, Loney hits a fly ball to left, and we have 1 away. You know, a reminder, you get everything you want on your next trip to Dodger Town with 3 tickets, Dodger dogs, sodas, t-shirts, hats, a beach bag full of souvenirs, peanuts, and parking. All starting for $99. Visit Dodgers.com/specials or call 866-DODGERS and get more compliments of the Dodgers in jet blue. And the batter is Kemp. Matt struggling against Lackey, but of course he joins a long list of troubled hitters. He is 0 for 7, striking out 5 times against him. Matt hitting .287. 1-1. You and I might really think about it. In other words, if you and I were coming to the ballpark to play tonight, and if we had the numbers that Kemp has against Lackey, we'd be saying, oh my gosh, we got to face this guy. He gives me such a bad time, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe the big league players think that at all. I would guarantee you every major league hitter is absolutely sure that he can hit every single pitch, and no matter the numbers. So if you said to Kemp before the game, you know, you're 0 for 6, you struck out 4 times against Lackey, no worry, I'll catch up tonight. They have the ultimate confidence in their abilities. And see you later. So maybe not. That down goes Kemp again. 2 out in the 4th, and Casey Blake coming up. So Matt just looks it right into Mathis Smith and pays the price. 3 strikeouts for Lackey, getting Kemp twice. Blake walked intentionally despite the fact he doesn't hit Lackey, and it almost backfired. I mean, Blake 1 for 15. They put him on to pitch to Randy Wolf, and then Wolf is hit on the foot. But they got out of it when Pierre hit into a force play. A drive to the gap, but it is slicing, but it's still going to make its way to the wall, and Blake goes steaming into second. So he might have been 1 for 15. Guaranteed, he thought he could handle Lackey, and he does. The more you talk to the players, the more they tell you the game is played a great deal between the ears. So a 2-out double by Casey Blake, and Randy Wolf coming up. You know, Randy Wolf was hit on the foot in the second inning. And going deep into his background, Randy, in 461 career at-bats, had never been hit by a pitch. He's hit 67 batters in his career. Ball one. I remember we were talking about the former manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Bob Melvin. When Melvin played in the big leagues, he went over 1,900 at-bats before being hit by a pitch. We have a 1-1 tie here. We're in the fourth. The 2-out double by Blake. Randy trying to pick him up. 2-0. Fastball, high strike, 2-1. Lackey hits 90. He'll be 31 in October. Another fastball lifted down the line. Rivera was playing over there, reaches in and makes the play. The Wolf fouls out. No runs, one hit, a man left, and at the end of 4, we're locked in 1-1. Tough ball game. In the 5th inning last night, it was 1-1, and John Lackey still looking for his first major league hit, facing Randy Wolf. Randy gave up a home run to Rivera and back-to-back singles with 2 out, but he was able to get Jeff Mathis to end the inning. So now Lackey, who is 0 for 23, and of course understandable, American League pitcher, you don't get a chance. Ball 1. John was a big hitter in college in Texas, though. 1-1. Upstairs off first base. Angels have beaten the Dodgers 11 of the last 15 meetings. In the last 17 games played here at Dodger Stadium, the Angels have won 9 and the Dodgers 8. Slicing foul ball. Ethier coming over to take a look. That's all. 1-2 to John. 6'6", 245 pounds. And looks like he's having fun. Just did get a little bit of that, so it's still 1-2. Lackey a second-round pick by the Angels 10 years ago, and made it to the big club in 2002, and that's when he wound up getting his face on the cover of Sports Illustrated after Game 7 of the World Series. And it was interesting because Lackey had been a fan, saving several covers on his bedroom wall from the glory days of the Dallas Cowboys, and all of a sudden he found himself on the magazine cover. Down he goes, still looking. He's 0 for 24. For Randy Wolf, that would be strikeout number 3, and the batter will be Sean Figgins, who popped up, fly to left, 0 for 2. Dodgers won on 4 hits. Angels won on 5 hits. And here's Figgins. Shows you how a hitter will grow. A couple of years ago, Sean Figgins had the lowest on-base percentage of any leadoff hitter in the major leagues. And then a year later in 07, he led the major league leadoff hitters in getting on base. Oh, and 2. And a shot up the middle. So Figgins 1 for 3 tonight after having a big night last night with a walk, a single, a double, and a triple. And of course now Randy Wolf and Sean Figgins will bang heads. Wolf with his throw to first, and Figgins with his ability to steal. Sean is 19 for 22. He stole a base last night against the left-hander Clayton Kershaw. This is always interesting. A veteran pitcher and a very successful base stealer. And a chopper to Foucault, a quick feed to Hudson. The throw to first not in time. Hudson tried to get rid of the ball, and Figgins was all over him. And typically, Hudson comes up with a big grin on his face. So Figgins keeps the inning alive, upending Orlando. I've ever seen anyone who comes up smiling. It's Orlando Hudson. He is really remarkable. And then he'll pat Figgins on the head as if to say, nice going. He is really great to watch. All right, Figgins keeps it alive for Rivera, who is wearing out left-handers with a single and a home run. So now you have Ibar at first. Ibar is just 1 stolen base, and that's ball 1. And the way Rivera's been hitting left-handers, perhaps Socia would like to give Rivera an at-bat rather than risk running Ibar. We'll see. 1 ball and no strikes. Sure. And all the while, the man from Venezuela, Juan Rivera, waits at the plate. Rivera was originally signed by the Yankees, but the best year he had was with the Angels 3 years ago. He had 23 home runs and 85 runs batted in. 1-0. Fastball strike. 1 run, 6 hits for the Angels, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers, and we're in the 5th inning. Breaking ball hit into center for his third hit. Ibar rounding, drawing a throw, and just does get back. Hudson gesturing to Matt Kemp. Good try. So Rivera is now 3 for 3. Here's Hudson just being late. And then typical after that, he'll turn back and point to Kemp. Good try. Those are things that really make a very good teammate. Somebody who'll forever congratulate, point out a good play. So 2 on. Randy in some trouble here with Torrey Hunter, who single to right and fly deep to left in the 4th inning. 2 out in the inning. Randy with 2 out in the 4th inning gave up 2 singles. The man from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, up there with a chance to hurt. 2 on. Ibar at second, Rivera at first. Two and 0 the count. One time. Off the plate, ball 2, 2-0. Waiting quietly on deck, Gary Matthews. 3-0 the count. Torrey Hunter has 9 home runs. He could swing 3-0 if he likes the location. Well, there you go. Yes, indeed. You know, at one time, and you talk about big league players and all the money they make, and that's for darn sure, but Torrey Hunter can tell you about time when the Minnesota Twins minor league broke camp, and he didn't have money for the first month's rent. He and his roommate slept in front of the stadium in a car for 2 weeks. 3-2. The hotel room cost $19 a day. They didn't have any money for that. So what they do, they'd wake up in the car, go to the stadium and take a shower, and then kind of hang out at the mall. And from that, he's made as much as $12 million a year. Only in America. 3-2, 2 down, so the runners go, and it's fouled away. Ibar from second, Rivera from first. 1 run, 7 hits for the Angels. 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Last night the Dodgers had 1 run on 10 hits. The Angels had 3 runs on 9, and Lackey is even, and his club is trying to get him out in front. 3-2. There they go. Fouled away. By the way, to give you a fair indication of Randy Wolf, he has a 3-ball count on Torrey Hunter right now. He went 3-0, now it's 3-2. That's his first 3-ball count tonight. Comes at a tough time against a tough hitter and with runners going in a tied-up game. There they go. And a drive to left. Pierre going back just to watch this ball go into the Dodger bullpen. And it is 4-1 in favor of the Angels. Well, John Lackey has a nice cushion to lean on as Torrey Hunter hits it out. For Hunter, 10 home runs, 34 runs batted in. Went down to get it for Randy Wolf. That would be the 6th home run that he has allowed, and that would be tops on the Dodgers staff. So the Dodgers, who could score only 1 run last night, are down 4-1 tonight, as Hunter gets the Angels rich in a hurry, and Matthews fouls it away. Torrey with 20 or more 7 of the last 8 years. He hit as many as 29 7 years ago for the Twins. He had 28 for the Twins 2 years ago, and he had 31 for a career high in home runs 3 years ago. So Hunter hits it out. It is 4-1 Angels, and some of the glitter comes off the Dodger home record. 0-2. Foul ball. Gary Matthews popped a short fly to center. So Hunter tormenting the Dodgers first with his glove, now with his bat. And that's foul back. 0-2. Four runs, 8 hits for the Angels, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Just missed inside. Ball 1, 1-2. Dodger run came on back-to-back doubles in the 2nd inning. Well, Matthews hacking away, staying alive at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gary Matthews Sr., better known as Sarge. He had a big career. For Wolf, laboring in the inning now. This will be his 28th pitch. And it's fouled away. For Gary, he came up to the big leagues in 2000 with the Cubs. He's got a ways to go because his dad played 16 years in the major leagues. And Gary's coming up 35. A lot of base hits in that family. Down he goes. He goes 0 for 3, but Hunter goes 2 for 3, and one of them is a 3-run home run. And at the end of 4.5, 4-1 Angels. run, his 10th of the year, and the Angels sitting on top of a 4-1 lead. The Dodgers will have Pierre, Furcal, and Hudson, and for Randy, a 29-pitch inning. So all of a sudden, he's run his pitch count up to 83. For Pierre, struck out, came up with the bases loaded in the second inning, and hit into a force play. Right? 0-2. Would he try to fool his buddy, Sean Figgins, who is coming up on the grass on that fake bunt? Now Sean backs up. One and two. Little chin music at 90 miles an hour. And a little roller, Kendrick. Nice pick, underhands to get him. So one away in the fifth inning, and Rafael Furcal coming up.
Rafael Furcal.
So Pierre goes 0 for 3. The top of the Dodger lineup is a collective 0 for 7. Pierre 0 for 3, Furcal 0 for 2, Hudson 0 for 2, although Hudson was robbed of a hit by Eric Ibar. Furcal tried to bunt his way aboard in the first inning, and Lackey threw him out, and he popped up in the third. Furcal is hitting .243, but he's actually dropped under .240, hitting left-handed, and of course that's where the job is done most of the time. And another strike. 0-2. Angels 4, Dodgers 1, fifth inning, game 2. Matt Palmer and Chad Billingsley tomorrow to conclude the series and the homestand. Of course, for the Dodgers, it has been a very successful homestand that would certainly sour if the Angels come in to upset their plans. 1-2. Little ground ball, and there's Kendrick. And Rafael goes 0 for 3. And 2 out in the fifth inning. You know, today, Orlando Hudson, Juan Pierre, and Torrey Hunter visited the Major League Baseball Urban Youth Academy as part of Hudson's Around the Mound tour. The trio spoke to kids about their lives as baseball players, the importance of education, and the opportunities for African Americans in Major League Baseball. A wonderful time was had by all. And line drive, base hit. So Hudson is not to be denied. He is now hit safely in 13 straight.
Right fielder number 16, Andre Ethier.
So the Dodgers have Andre Ethier coming up. Now Ethier showing signs of coming out of his slump. 2 for 2, going the other way. Double the left and single the left. Ethier had been 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts against Lackey. So he's trying to catch up in every at-bat tonight. Fouled away. 0-1. Here's the first inning. Andre goes down and hits it inside out. And then in the third inning, he got one up and went the other way. Instead of opening up and trying to pull the ball, he's staying on the ball a lot better, apparently. Checked his swing, but it's going to cost him a strike, and he can't believe it. And he's saying check with the third base umpire, and Merriweather saying I don't need to check. And Andre saying check. Why wouldn't you check? Now Torrey is hollering, why don't you check? So it was a bum check. Now he's going to find out what. Oh. 0-2. And that's in the dirt, so easily moving Hudson to second on the wild pitch. 2 out, 5th inning, 4-1 Angels. Big breaking ball. Mathis tried to push it out in front, kind of closed the mitt, and it got away. Head shaking time for Joe Torre. He's still annoyed over that check swing called a strike and the fact Merriweather wouldn't check. Merriweather's been umpiring for 18 years in the bigs. And that hit him, I believe. No, the ball is live. And here comes Hudson rounding third and holding. Ethier is limping, so we didn't get any sign that he was hit by the pitch. He is now slowly kind of walking around. So that's strange. Now Torrey's going to come out and say, wait a minute. My man said he was hit on the foot. And they're going to give hit batter, which means they're going to send Hudson back to second. The ball automatically dead. Now Mike Scioscia's going to come out and appeal. Apparently it got him on the left foot. So a hit batter puts Ethier at first. Hudson has to go back to second. And the batter will be Russell Martin. I remember years ago in a World Series game with the Cardinals, a player named Nippy Jones, and in a big moment in the World Series they were arguing about a pitch of the plate, and they looked at the ball for polish. Well, that's a base hit. Here comes Hudson. Strong throw is offline, and the Dodgers get on the boards, trail 4-2, and there are runners at first and second. Well, Martin goes 2 for 3 and picks up his second run batted in. Hudson brings it in. Ethier stops at second, and Loney is coming up. Meanwhile, as Hudson gets 5, Mike Butcher goes out to the mound to talk to John Lackey. In looking at Lackey's pitch count, he had 63 coming into this inning. And we were saying that Mike Scioscia had said John might be on a 90 to a 100 pitch count. He has now made 76. So James Loney has grounded a short fly to left, 0 for 2. Angels 4, Dodgers 2. 2 out. Loney hitting .276, 2 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Fastball strike, 0-1. Dodgers trying to do damage with 2 out. That's a tough way to do it. 2 out in the third. Ethier single, but Martin hit into a force. 2 out in the fourth. Blake doubled, but Wolf fouled out. Now with 2 out in the fifth, they finally get a run. And line drive down the left field line. That's in there. Over to cut it off is Rivera. 1 run will score. Martin to third. Loney holds at first. It's 4-3 Angels. So John Lackey with 2 out gives up 3 hits and a hit batter. And the Dodgers make it a 1-run game. So Ethier brings in a run. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Angels, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. And the batter will be Matt Kemp. And of course for Matt Kemp, as we've mentioned, Lackey is not one of his favorite pitchers. Kemp is not only 0 for 8 against Lackey, he has struck out 6 of the 8 times. And a strike. With 2 out, Hudson single to left. He was wild pitch to second. Ethier hit by a pitch. Martin singled home Hudson. Loney singles home Ethier. Martin down the line from third. Lackey's wild pitch was his first of the year. But of course, John had only been in 2 previous games and had only worked a total of 5 innings. So he's in the 5th inning tonight. Well, Kemp really helping out, pressing and chasing a bad ball way off the zone. Casey Blake on deck. Matt, 4 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Just off the plate. Lackey thought he had it. He was walking to the dugout. Interesting that Kemp would chase a pitch way off the plate, and then with 2 strikes had the discipline to take one that just missed. 1-2. Down and dirty. Nice block by Mathis. 2 balls, 2 strikes, so the deuces are really wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Dodgers have scored 2, and the Angels lead 4-3. Ball 3. On deck, Casey Blake. So 3-2 and 2 down. Loney will be going from first. Quinlan is off the bag. And Martin off the bag at third with Larry Boa watching. So Randy Wolf pretty much back in the game. Down 4-1. Now he's down just 4-3. Tying run 90 feet away. 3-2 to Kemp. And it is strike 3 called. Big slow breaking ball freezing him, but the Dodgers get 2, and at the end at 5, Angels 4, Dodgers 3. Double and a single, that's 19 total bases. He drove in 7 and scored 6 and went 6 for 6. What do you mean it's not easy being green? Let's go back to this one. Angels leading the Dodgers 4-3 in the 6th inning. Howie Kendrick, Rob Quinlan, and then Jeff Mathis. 0-1. John Lackey made 22 pitches, though his total of pitches now up to 85. And Big John doesn't show any signs of coming out. Off speed, Kendrick way out in front of that 63-mile-an-hour curveball. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Angels, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 1-2. And a pop fly to right field. Andre Ethier's there. 1 away. Well, Joe Torre, as you know, was a magnificent player. He's a great and successful manager. And there was a time in Anaheim when Joe Torre, along with Bob Starr, were the 2 broadcasters. Angels television commentators from 85 to 90. There he is interviewing Gary Mathis during a celebratory moment. He has put away the microphone and back in the dugout. Fly ball into left center. Kemp can't make the play. So Quinlan, a fly ball single with 1 out.
Angels catcher number 5.
And the batter will be Jeff Mathis. Boy, it's tough to be Matt Kemp right now. We were talking about how easy it was for Sean Green. I mean, you're Matt Kemp. The worst thing about your position, I mean, you've struck out 3 times, and now you stand out there in the outfield, and it's pretty hard to forget it. And yet, if you're deep in thought about what you have failed to do, then you're liable to not be able to make a big play defensively. It is a tough time for a young player. Well, for that matter, for a veteran player as well. So here's Mathis, struck out, fouled out, 0 for 2. Rob Quinlan waiting at first, short lead. Wolf thinking about a possible hit and run. Quinlan is certainly not involved in stolen bases. Fastball lifted to straightaway center. 2 down. Just in case you're wondering about the Dodgers schedule, they're going to be very busy. After tomorrow's game, the Dodgers hit the road. 3 in Colorado, including Monday, Memorial Day. Then 4 with the Cubs. And then the Dodgers run into June, playing Arizona, Philadelphia, and San Diego here at Dodger Stadium. So make your plans while the club is on the road, where they are only 2 games above 500. So here's Lackey 0 for 2, grounded out, struck out. Loney holding the corner on Quinlan. Off speed for a strike. That's that slow curveball. Another slow curve, hit the third. Casey takes care of it, so no runs, 1 hit, a man left. At the end of 5 1/2, Angels 4, Dodgers 3. far. Look at the location of that pitch. Just at the knees, and Torrey knew as soon as he hit it that it was gone. Interesting, there's usually a blanket idea. Left-hand hitters like the ball down, right-handers like it up, but not that time. Randy Wolf needed a break, and he got it in the 6th inning. After a 29-pitch 5th inning, in the 6th inning, he retired the side on 8 pitches. So he's very much in the game, and the Angels lead 4-3. It will be Blake, then Wolf, and Pierre. Casey Blake was walked intentionally and doubled to right. That's a strike. 0-1. Casey during the homestand hitting .300 coming into this game, and of course leading the club with 9 home runs. 0-2. Casey's been very busy on the base paths. With the intentional walk that he received tonight, he's reached base safely in 15 of the last 16 games. 0-2. Oh yeah, got him. The Casey Blake nicked by the pitch, and the time runs aboard.
Pitch number 21, Randy Wolf.
So Randy Wolf coming up, and your first thought is that Randy's going to bunt. Well, he has 2 sacrifices. Sean Figgins is going to talk about the possibility of the bunt with John Lackey. Rob Quinlan holding the corner on Blake. So the Dodgers, the tying run aboard, nobody out. Wolf shows bunt and drops it down very well. The out at first. Fine placement of the bunt. And down to second goes Casey, representing the tying run. So Randy Wolf is 0 for 1 after 3 trips. He's hit by a pitch, sacrificed, fouled out to left. And now they leave it up to Pierre and or for call to get Casey Blake home. So Randy will get 5 from the skipper. Juan Pierre struck out, came up in the 2nd inning with the bases loaded and hit into a force play. Led off the 5th inning and grounded out. Fouled away. Pierre was 1 for 7 against Lackey coming in. So he is 1 for 10 against him in his career. Blake carrying the tying run at second base. And another strike. Lackey has done a very good job of throwing strikes. He's had to wiggle off the hook a couple of times. Wow. That fastball really fooled Pierre. Yeah, he shakes his head.
Shortstop number 15, Rafael Furcal.
So down goes Rafael. Take a look. It's way up there. Sometimes I assume when a ball is up that high, it seems even bigger to you. And it is rare to see Pierre chase a pitch like that. No wonder he kind of said, wow. So 2 out in the 6th inning. And a struggling for call, who was 0 for 3 hitting left-handed without hitting the ball out of the infield. Ball 1 on his left foot. Scott Shields gets up. John Lackey has to be getting close to that border 90 to 100 pitches. 1 ball and no strikes to for call. And a ground ball to Albar. So the Dodgers get a break late, and they leave Blake at second base. And at the end of 6, Angels 4, Dodgers 3. Pitches now, so he's right up there. And we showed you Scott Shields throwing in the pen, but it looks like John's going to go out there for the next inning. Dodgers helped out. He retired the side on 9 pitches. So into the 7th we go. 4-3 Angels. Figgins fouls it away. Sean popped up, flied out, and singled. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Ronald Belisario will begin to heat up. Belisario came in and pitched briefly in the 7th inning last night. Fly ball, it's Pierre. One away.
Shortstop, Eric Ibar.
Eric Ibar coming up has struck out, fouled out, and hit into a force play. But he was aboard when Torrey Hunter hit the 3-run home run. Fastball strike. That first pitch strike, that's one reason why John Lackey has done so well. Dodgers have had 29 batters against Lackey, and he's had the first pitch strike on 24 of them. Now the 1-out single by Ibar brings up Rivera.
Left fielder.
And let's see about Rivera and whether Randy Wolf is going to pitch to him. I think Honeycutt went on the phone to see if the bullpen is ready to send in Belisario. I think Joe Torre is asking Honeycutt what they say down there, because Rivera is just wearing out left-hand pitching all year, and he has 2 singles and a home run, and yep, Joe's going to go and get it. Wolf made 95 pitches, and it would appear certainly that they will bring the right-hander in to face Rivera. A 1-out single by Eric Ibar. Joe consuming a little more time, but Belisario's already opened the gate. So Randy goes out with the Angels leading 4-3, and the runner at first his responsibility, and we'll be back. 76, where 4 fill-ups scores you 2 free Dodger tickets. Complete rules available at participating 76 stations. 4-3 in favor of the Angels for the second time this year. Randy Wolf goes deep into a game without walking anybody, but in the other game against San Francisco, he had no decision and the Dodgers lost 5-4. Tonight, without walking anybody, he goes out losing 4-3, and Ronald Belisario will try to get out of a little jam here with Ibar at first and 1 out. Ibar, by the way, has only stolen 1 base, 1 for 2. Ibar looking across at Dino Abel, coaching at third. Ball 1. Ibar has a kind of a different lead, if you could call it an open stance, when he takes his lead at first. See if he does it again. Yeah, you can't really see it from that angle. From up here, his right leg is way out in front of his left. He's almost squared around to look at the pitcher. 1-1 to count. Even that angle doesn't really tell it. Just a little different. Instead of having his, yeah, that's a little better. See that? Little roller, tough play. Blake gets a nice hop and the off-balance throw. Ibar advances to second, and with 2 down, Torrey Hunter, who has the big hit coming up.
Center fielder, Torrey Hunter.
So Rivera had 3 hits against the left-hander Wolf, who is eating up left-hand pitching all year. Rounds out against Belisario. Hunter singled in the first inning, flied out deep to left in the 4th, and then hit the 3-run home run against Randy in the 5th. Hitting .312. Now they're going to walk him intentionally, take their chances, and turn Gary Matthews around. Matthews will hit left-handed. As far as the numbers are concerned, Matthews is hitting .260 right-handed. You turn him around and he's hitting .300. So let's see how this works out. So Torrey goes to first. 2 on, 2 out. Angels 4, Dodgers 3. And here's Gary Matthews now hitting left-handed. His 1 home run was hit right-handed, but at least on paper he would appear to be a much better hitter. So we'll see. 2 on, 2 out. Fastball fouled away right down to first base coach Alfredo Griffin. Boy, Griff was a wonderful player here, having fun with the fans. Boy, there certainly is a strong Dodger influence, isn't there, with the Angels? Alfredo and Dino Abel, and of course Mike Scioscia and Ron Renicky, Mickey Hatcher. They all wore the blue, or at least had something to do with the organization. And there's Ron Renicky, who is now the bench coach. And Ron's older brother Gary is here scouting for Baltimore. Oh, 0-1 to Gary Matthews. One ball and 1 strike. When the Dodgers come up in the 7th inning, they will have Orlando Hudson, Andre Ethier, and Russell Martin. They have 5 hits amongst them. Ibar and Hunter out on the lines. Oh, good pitch. Wow. Just jumped in on the inside corner. 1-2 the count. Slice foul down the line. Belisario hits 97 on the gun with that fastball. Matthews originally drafted by San Diego. Nice to see Tony Gwynn Jr. is going to play for San Diego. Little foul. We'll get another bat, so timeout. Imagine the thrill for Tony Jr. to go to work every day and see a statue of his father outside the ballpark. One and two the count to Gary Matthews. Two out. The Angels 4 runs, 10 hits. Dodgers 3 runs, 7 hits. Dodgers have been retired once in the first inning of all places. The Angels have been retired twice in the second and in the third. One and two. Check swing. See you later. So down goes Matthews. Belisario puts the fire out. No run to hit. 2 left. And they're standing here in the middle of the 7th with the Angels leading the Dodgers 4-3. And the crowd is asked to join in singing of God Bless America.
Tonight we welcome back.
favor of the Angels. Bottom of the 7th inning, Orlando Hudson, Andre Ethier, and then Russell Martin in that order. Hudson is 1 for 3. Would have been 2 for 3 except for a marvelous defensive play by Eric Ibar in the 1st inning. Hudson singled in the 5th. He has hit safely in 13 straight. One ball and 1 strike. John Lackey has done very well despite being in a lot of trouble. He has fought his way out of the corners through 6 innings. The Dodgers left 8 men in the first 6. But Lackey is still leading 4-3. Fastball to Ibar. One away, and the batter will be Andre Ethier. Ethier doubled the left, singled the left, and was hit by a pitch and scored a run. So Ethier has scored 2 of the 3 Dodger runs. The Angels are trying to win tonight and get to the 500 mark on the road. They are 10-11. The Dodgers, preparing to go out on the road following tomorrow's game, are 12-10. And for John Lackey now, this will be his 100th pitch of the night. And a strike, 1-1. So Mike Scioscia, that is, has to be very happy with Lackey, allowing him to keep going as he goes over 100 pitches. 2-1. Scott Shields was up earlier, and he's in the wings getting ready just in case. There's Scotty. 2-1. Fastball strike. 2-2 to Andre Ethier. Now Lackey has hit a batter, and he walked one, but the walk was intentional. He's had marvelous control. And that's going to be sliced to left, but coming up for it is Rivera. Had a little trouble, maybe a ball in the lights, but he was able to stay with it. Yeah, immediately gesturing to his eyes and then the lights. So 2 down. And Russell Martin had a double in the 2nd inning to the gap to score Ethier. Hit into a force play in the 3rd and single to center to drive in Hudson in the 5th. So Martin is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And fastball strike, 0-1. And here he is over 100 pitches. Lackey hit 91 on the gun with that fastball. So there's still a little petrol left in the tank. And another fastball, and Ibar is on it. So the Dodgers, for only the 2nd time tonight, go out in order. And Lackey walks off at the end of 7. Angels 4, Dodgers 3. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. 4-3 in favor of the Angels as we go to the 8th inning, and the Dodgers make a change in right field. Jamie Hoffman, who is just called up and appeared as a pinch hitter last night and hit a fly ball to right field. Jamie takes over for Andre Ethier. I just wonder when Ethier was hit on the foot in the 5th inning, if that's why he had to come out. And a strike now to Howie Kendrick as we go to the 8th. Lackey made 106 pitches, and Reggie Willits is now out on deck. He would bat for Quinlan. So Willits on deck. 4-3 Angels in the 8th. Dodgers led 1-0. Angels tied it in the 4th. The big blow, a 3-run home run by Torrey Hunter. Dodgers rallied for 2, but they're a buck short. Hoffman will have his first chance. 1 away. We mentioned last night, since Jamie just joined the ball club, you know the story out of Minnesota where the mother with a son, I'm not sure if the son's 13 to 15, but the boy has cancer and the mother does not want him to undergo regular treatment. Well, the sheriff of that town in Minnesota is trying to find the mother and the son, and the sheriff is Jamie Hoffman's father. Well, Jamie's dad has been in the headlines. Soccer, they're getting the paid attendance now. Tonight's crowd is bigger than last night. 55,301. 55,301. 1-2 the count to Reggie Willits. In fact, excuse me, Howie Kendrick. That's fouled away. Quinlan with Mathis on deck. So Willits came out on deck and then went back into the dugout. 4-3 Angels. 8th inning, 1 out. Foul ball down the line, out of play. Rob Quinlan hit back to the box, single to right, single to center. 2 for 3. Ronald Belisario in relief for Randy Wolf. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of this 8th inning, Loney, Kemp, and Blake. Two and two. And line down the left field line. So it's a big night for Rod Quinlan. He comes up with his 3rd hit. 2 singles and a double. And the batter will be Jeff Mathis.
Catcher, Jeff Mathis.
That was sharply hit. Hit number 1 of Belisario, that made 13 pitches to bail out Randy Wolf in the 7th inning. The Angels have been in 13 previous 1-run games, and they are 7-6. That's a strike. The Dodgers have been in 11 previous 1-run games. They're 8-3, and they have a perfect 6-0 record at home. Oh, 2. Matt Palmer and Chad Billingsley will wrap it up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Hope you'll be out here with us. Kendry Morales now comes out on deck. Kendry played first base last night. Morales in last night's game had a double and a single. He went 2 for 4. So Quinlan with 3 hits. Mathis trying to pick him up. 0-2. Foul back. 4 runs, 11 hits for the Angels. They were retired in order in the second and in the third. They've hit 2 home runs. Rivera with the bases empty and Hunter with 2 men aboard. Mathis struck out, fouled out, flied out. Whoa, good fastball to blowing down. Belisario hits 95, so that came up there in a hurry. Boom. So with 2 out, Kendry Morales will now come up and bat. So John Lacey made 106 pitches. Lackey in his intra-league record is still remarkable. He's beaten the Dodgers 3 straight. He has won intra-league games 6 straight. He is 7-1 in his career, trying to make it 8-1. Ball 1. Morales, switch hitter, but big numbers left-handed. He's hitting .308 as a left-handed batter. This would be only his second pinch hit appearance this year. He's 0 for 1. 2-0 the count. Quinlan at second, 2 out in the 8th, 4-3 Angels. John Lackey went a strong 7. Chopper to Hudson, almost got caught in between hops, but he has plenty of time. So the Angels lead Quinlan at second. John Lackey will call it a night, and we're heading to the bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Angels. Second inning, Martin doubled home Ethier, who had doubled, and the Dodgers led 1-0. But in the 4th inning, Juan Rivera hit his 4th home run of the year. That tied it up 1-1. Then in the 5th inning with 2 on, Torrey Hunter hit his 10th home run of the year, and the Angels led 4-1. But the Dodgers rallied back in the 5th inning. Singles by Martin to score Hudson, and Loney to pick up yet another run brought in by Ethier, and the Dodgers tightened the gap. So it's 4-3 in the 8th inning, and the Angels make 2 changes. Morales, who pinch hit for Lackey, stays in the game at first base and bat 9th. And Scott Shields will go into Rob Quinlan's spot, and Scott will do the pitching. Out of Fort Lauderdale, makes his home in Detroit, Michigan. Shields in his 19th game, and Loney fouls it back. Scott Shields with a very high earned run average, almost 7. One reason he's walked 12 while striking out 11, so he's been fighting it out there. Loney, meanwhile, is 1 for 3 at the plate. 1-1. Ronald Belisario made 31 pitches in his inning and 2/3. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Jonathan Broxton, who did not appear in last night's game. He appeared in the last game Wednesday night against the Mets. Fouled away, 2-2. So it was 1-0 Dodgers, then tied 1-1, then 4-1 Angels, and now 4-3 Angels. Dodgers are 14-6 in May. The Angels are 13-7. 3-2. And a flare down the left field line. Fair ball. Loney is around first, on his way for second. He is safe. So James Loney hits one the other way. Close play at second, but he's able to get in there. Rivera having to play the carom off the top roller and also fight a fan. So he made it awfully close. And as Loney goes in, he upends Kendrick. So the tying run at second base, nobody out. Kemp and Blake coming up. And if nothing else for Matt Kemp, he has to be relieved that Lackey is no longer out there. Matt Kemp has struck out all 3 times against Lackey. Now he checks in against Shields. And ball 1. See Matt Kemp show bunt. In case you wonder, he has not bunted this year. Kemp is 1 for 3 in the past against Scott Shields. Casey Blake is 2 for 11 against him. He's on deck. Scott Shields trying to keep peace. His older brother is a Fort Lauderdale police officer. He's been blessed with a rubber arm, as they call it. Good fastball. 1-1. In fact, in college, Shields once went the distance in a 16-inning game. And look what he's done over the last 5 years. In that 16-inning game he pitched, he threw 261 pitches. And as they say on Broadway, how'd he come out? He lost 6-5. 261 pitches. Fastball, curveball, and a splitter, which he uses pretty much as a changeup. One and two the count to Matt Kemp. Loney at second, the tying run. 4-3 Angels, bottom of the eighth. Little roller that's going to get the run over to third. He out-recorded at first. So now the tying run is 90 feet away, and Casey Blake coming up.
Third baseman, number 23, Casey Blake.
With Blake checking in after Figgins made the play, the Dodgers now bring Mark Loretta out on deck. So the Angel bench gesturing to the infield, and they will play up. Gap in left center. Torrey Hunter shading Casey Blake a little bit towards right center field. One out, 4-3 Angels, and the Dodgers are 90 feet away from tying it up. As we always do with a runner at third, we'll check. Shields has one wild pitch. $55,301 hanging in on a tough ball game. And Blake a base hit to center, and the Dodgers have evened it up 4-4. So for Randy Wolf, he is off the hook. For John Lackey, he is off the hook. And now it's Belisario and Shields. Mark Loretta now batting for Belisario. Four, bottom of the eighth, one out. Loretta fly ball to right field. Matthews is there for the second out. And the batter will be Juan Pierre.
For the Dodgers left fielder, number 9.
Just in case you wonder, Casey Blake over at first base does not have a stolen base. They're still going to have Morales hold the bag, and Juan Pierre checking in. He is 0 for 4, and what is shocking, not the 0 for 4, the fact he has struck out twice. For Pierre, remember, coming into the game, he had struck out 4 times all season. And a little roller to Kendrick. That'll be that. But the Dodgers get a double from Loney, a clutch single by Blake, and we're heading to the 9th inning in a 4-4 tie. Casey Blake drives him in for his 27th run batted in, and the Dodgers and the Angels go into the 9th inning in a 4-4 tie, and the Dodgers now play their trump card and bring in Jonathan Broxton, who has not pitched since Wednesday night. Broxton, in that last game against the Mets, made 15 pitches, and he comes in with 11 of 13 saves and the somewhat remarkable numbers: 32 strikeouts and 7 walks. The Big John will be pitching to Sean Figgins, Eric Ibar, and then Juan Rivera. Figgins against Broxton, 1 for 3 in the past. And ball 1. Figgins 1 for 4. Four runs, 11 hits for the Angels, 4 runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. 2-0. Dodgers have 4 doubles, and the Angels have 2 home runs and a double. Figgins, big man for the Angel attack through the series. At the strike, 2-1. Broxton hits 95 on the gun with the fastball. 2-1. And ball 3. Dodgers using Wolf, Belisario, and Broxton after using 6 pitchers last night. And another strike, 3-2. Figgins as a leadoff man working against Broxton. Figgins has struck out a little bit more than he has walked. And a line drive at Loney. So 1 away, top of the 9th. You know, you get Dodger discounts on your mobile phone all season long by texting Dodgers Ticks to 65246 throughout the year. You'll receive special offers to watch the Dodgers defend their title, and you can also customize your mobile alerts with news, game summaries, scores, and more at Dodgers.com/mobile. Here's Ibar, struck out, fouled out, hit into a force play, and single. All right. If you're not keeping score and you wonder about the Dodgers in the bottom of the 9th, they'll have Furcal, Hudson, and then Jamie Hoffman in Andre Ethier's spot. In the dirt, 1-1. We never did get a report on Ethier. The only guess is that when he was hit by the pitch, we assumed on the foot, and that bothered him, but no word. Took a lot off that pitch. 1-2 to count to Ibar. Just did get a little bit of it going by. So Broxton trying to throw strikes. Ibar is about 5'10", and Figgins is 5'8", made Broxton work. One and two. And a drive to right. Going back on the ball is Hoffman, and makes the play. So Eric Ibar, a fly ball to right field. In case you wonder, he has one home run this year. And now Juan Rivera, who had 2 singles and a home run against left-hander Randy Wolf, grounded out against Belisario, and now facing Broxton. Rivera 0 for 2 in the past against Broxton. On deck, Torrey Hunter. Oh and 1. Dodgers led 1-0. Angels tied at 1-1. Angels led 4-1. Dodgers got close 4-3 and finally tied it up in the 8th. Hard slider down and away. Rivera opened up very early. 0-2. Crowd now wants a punch out with 2 down. The 3 sliders take care of Rivera. A 1-2-3 ninth, and here they come for Call, Hudson, and Hoffman. 4-4. Rafael Furcal, 0 for 4, has not hit a ball out of the infield. Orlando Hudson is on deck, and then the rookie, Jamie Hoffman. And ball 1. Furcal tried to bunt his way aboard in the first inning, popped up in the third, rounded to second, grounded to short. 2-0 the count. So Scott Shields, who struggled in the 8th inning thanks to Loney's leadoff double, now behind the leadoff hitter here in the 9th. 2-0. That's a strike. 2-1. just missed inside. 3-1 the count. And ball 4, so the winning run is aboard. Now, if you are Joe Torre, as Mike Sosa tries to figure out about Shields, but Joe Torre has a question mark. You have Hudson, who is 1 for 4, who's been hitting the ball so well, who came into the game hitting .343. Do you ask Hudson to bunt, put the winning run in scoring position, and then put the weight on Hoffman? The rookie waits, and let's see what they do with Orlando. Of course, they can also run for call. But Raphael is a break-even base dealer, 3 for 6. Hudson, by the way, has sacrificed once this year. He is 1 for 4. He has hit in 13 straight. Swinging. Hudson could easily be 2 for 4 if you weren't with us in the first inning. Eric Ibar made a marvelous play, actually skidding on the grass in shallow left field, getting up and throwing Hudson out. That's not easy to do at any time, but especially with Hudson batting left-handed. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. John Lackey turned in a great performance, made 106 pitches, but now has nothing to do with it. And for Randy Wolf, a 7th no decision this year. Shields, who has been a workhorse for the Angels, signed a 3-year deal in March of '07, plus an extension through 2010. So he figures to be around a while. 1-1. Scott will be 34 in July. First came up with the Angels in 2001. The play. So Morales makes a nice play to take care of for call. 1 out and Hudson at first base, and Jamie Hoffman coming up.
For the Dodgers,
so
right
for call comes out.
Jamie Hoffman.
Hudson over at first base is 4 for 4 in stolen bases. Jamie Hoffman appeared as a pinch hitter last night right after joining the ball club. And with Matt Kemp at second base, he hit a fly ball deep enough to right field to move him over to third. So that was his major league debut. Not quite 600 games in the minor leagues. He'll be 25 in August. 6'3", 205-pounder. And as we told you, his dad, a sheriff in Minnesota. One out, 9th inning, 4-4. Strike. We mentioned it last night. Jamie Hoffman was an 8th-round pick in the 2003 National Hockey League draft. Coming from Minnesota, he's a good skate. 1-1. You may remember an all-star catcher named Terry Steinbach. He was also an excellent hockey player. And thrown away by Shields. The ball goes down the line, and Hudson's going to third. The relay to third. He is in there. Scott Shields trying to get his man, bounce to throw. He will draw the error. And Hudson goes all the way to third, beating the throw by that much. So Shields draws the error. And now let's see what the Angels do with a runner at third and 1 out. They will make a double switch. Meiser Izturis is coming to the mound. They're also calling Rivera in from left field. So what Mike Scioscia might very well do, have a 2-man outfield and a 5-man infield with a rookie Hoffman at the plate. So Rivera with 2 singles and a home run comes out. And that's what they're going to do. They will load up the infield. Runner at third, 1 out, 1 ball and 1 strike. So you have 3 men on the left side, 2 men in the outfield. Matthews shallow and right. Torrey Hunter takes center and all of left. And the rookie Hoffman is asked to get the winning run home. Whoa, it was almost wild pitched home. Good save by Jeff Mathis. On deck, Russell Martin. So Hudson, the winning run, 90 feet away. That's a strike. Boy, it's asking a lot for a kid who was doing pretty well at Double-A, but then they moved him up to Albuquerque, and he was hitting .257. And then Xavier Paul came up with a staph infection, and he was hospitalized, and they had to bring up Hoffman. There's a ball loose near first base, and that's retrieved by Laz Diaz. We get a report on Andre Ethier. He has a split nail on the big toe of his right foot. That's why Hoffman is in there. And got him, fastball at the knee. Well, instead of Andre Ethier, who had 2 hits, it was the rookie Hoffman. Now the Angels will make another move. They're not going to have 3 men on the left side, but they need an outfielder. And let's see who plays where. As Russell Martin will be the batter. Gary Matthews goes back to right field. And what Izturis did, he takes over in the infield, and Sean Figgins goes to the outfield. So Meiser Izturis stays at third. Figgins replacing Rivera, and Russell Martin coming up. 2 out, 9th inning, 4-4, and this crowd in place. Martin is 2 for 4. Martin doubled in a run and singled in a run. 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. balls, 1 strike. And line foul upstairs. 0-2. Martin and Scott Shields, have they faced each other in the past? Martin 0 for 1. That was a strikeout. Shields also walked him once. Four runs, 11 hits, and an error for the Angels. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. And another nice play by Jeff Mathis behind the plate. He's had to block several. And of course, that keeps Hudson at third. For called walk, Hudson forced him. Then Shields tried to pick Hudson off and threw it away. Hoffman struck out. And here's Martin. Two and 2. Shields hits 92 with that fastball. $55,301. And one more tomorrow. Matt Palmer and Chad Billingsley. And ball 3 on deck, James Loney. Well, a lot of folks up and at him now on their feet. 3-2 to Martin. Time requested at the plate. Look at that baby in mom's arms. Eyes wide open, wondering what all the hollering's about. They know. Three and 2, and there's the winning run. 90 feet away. 2 out. Big gap in left center field. Hunter shading to right center. Figgins straight away in left. And it's ball 4. So the drama continues. And it'll be James Loney coming on. James Loney 0 for 1 in the past against Shields. Loney tonight grounded to short, fly to left, single to left to drive in a run, and doubled, opening up the 8th inning, and scored the Dodgers' 4th run to tie up the game. Now he has a chance to win it. And hitting behind Loney is Matt Kemp. They're not going to bother with Martin, so he should take advantage of it. And there he goes. And almost a wild pitch. What a great save by Mathis. That almost hit Loney on the foot. Shades of Andre Ethier. So Mathis just saved the game. Just did backhand it. Martin going to second, but that is defensive indifference. The one thing, however, when Martin is allowed to steal second base, that takes away a force play. And with 2 out, that in itself could be very important. And now Socia and the Angel trainer want to check to make sure Scott Shields okay. And apparently he is. He's convinced him. Oh, in fact, they're going to make him prove it. He'll be allowed to make a practice toss or 2. Remember, a 1-ball, no strike count. Socia not too happy with Shields' delivery. So it looks like Mike is going to change the lineup card. Shields suddenly is not involved in it. He just mentioned the last word he mentioned was spot, which means a change in the lineup for sure. So Scott Shields hurts himself. Now with a 1-ball no strike count, Jose Arredondo will come in, but he's on his own, even though he has only 3 more pitches and walk Loney. So Shields hurts himself and comes out, and we'll be back. Read his lips where he said spot. What he's doing is he is taking his tourists out. He brought in Reggie Willits along with Jose Arredondo. So Figgins is back at third base. Willits is in left field. Arredondo will bat now in Rivera's spot, and Willits would bat in Quinlan's spot in the number 7 slot. Arredondo, normally the setup man for Brian Fleming, and he has done a fine job. ERA a little bit on the high side. Comes in with runners at second and third. A 1-ball no strike count on James Loney. Four, 2 out, bottom of the 9th. And a strike. In looking at Arredondo, 23 strikeouts and only 7 walks, better than 3-1. Loney 2 for 4. Arredondo does put extra pressure on Jeff Mathis because Arredondo has 3 wild pitches. One reason, not only fastball, slider, change, but he has a splitter, and that probably led to the 3 wild pitches. 1 and 2. Waved at and tagged at the plate, and that'll do it. Well, that certainly had to be a splitter. The bottom dropped out of it. So the Dodgers get a break, and they can't cash it in. They leave runners at second and third. We go to the 10th, 4-4. to Scorlone to tie up the game. The Dodgers had the winning run at third with one out, but young Hoffman struck out, Martin walked, and then Loney struck out, and we go to the 10th inning, which means Broxton will be asked to pitch a second inning. In looking at extra inning games, the Angels have played 2. They are 1-1. The Dodgers in extra inning games have played 4, and they've won 3 out of 4, winning 2 of the 3 here. Torrey Hunter, single to right, fly deep to left, hit a 3-run home run, and was walked intentionally. Fouled away, upstairs off to the right, 0-1. In looking at Torrey Hunter and Jonathan Broxton, Hunter 0 for 1. 4 runs, 11 hits for the Angels, 4 runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. One ball and 1 strike. Big John again hitting 95. Ball 2. Well, the ball game is now in the hands of Broxton and Arredondo. Arredondo, part of that bullpen, along with Scott Shields, that allowed only 1 run in the last 20 innings, and then Shields was charged with 1 in the 8th inning. That's just fine. Down in the Angel bullpen, Brian Fuentes begins to loosen up again. Two balls and 2 strikes to Torrey Hunter. And a little ground ball to Hudson. And away.
Right fielder Gary Matthews.
Gary Matthews coming up, popped up, flied to center, and struck out twice. Gary struck out in the 7th inning with 2 on and 2 out. One away in the 10th, all even at 4. Good fastball for a strike. One and 1. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 10th, it'll be the bottom of the lineup. That means Kemp, Blake, and Broxton. Fouled away, 1-2 the count. 55,301 here when the game started. Some folks have headed for the hills, but the majority staying right here. Dodgers scored in the 2nd inning. The Angels tied it. The Angels went ahead 4-1. Dodgers made it close 4-3. Finally tied it up, and 4-4 in the 10th. Home runs by Juan Rivera and a 3-run home run by Torrey Hunter. Dodgers have basically done it with doubles. They've had 4 doubles. One and 2. Matt Palmer and Chad Billingsley tomorrow. Dodgers then hit the road 3 in Colorado and 4 with the Cubs. Then home with Arizona, Philadelphia, and San Diego. Down goes Matthews, striking out a third time for Jonathan Broxton, his second strikeout. And the batter will be Howie Kendrick. So Broxton has retired 5 in a row. 7 walks, 34 strikeouts. Almost 5-1. Kendrick grounded to short, single to center, twice flied to right. Check swing for a strike. One ball and 1 strike. That was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but it missed the strike zone. 1-1. And ground ball to the hole, off the glove of Furcal, on through into left field. So Kendrick, a 2-out single, and Reggie Willits will be coming up. It'll be a base hit. Furcal tried to backhand it, went right by his glove. So Reggie Willits will come up and hit with Kendrick at first. First thing you want to know about Kendrick, he has stolen 5 out of 6, so they have to keep an eye on him. And Reggie Willits, who's been up before, now trying to advance the cause out of Chickasha, Oklahoma. Went to University of Oklahoma. And there goes Kendrick. The pitch, a strike. The throw goes into center field. Kendrick finds out late, and it was backed up alertly by Matt Kemp. The Kendrick steals second. Didn't hang around, did he? No, he is now 6 out of 7 in stolen bases. Martin's hurried throw too tough for Furcal to handle. So Willits now, a switch hitter who's only been in 7 games, and Martin's going to go out and talk to Broxton. Willits has 1 run batted in. He is 2 for 6 as a left-handed batter. Back in 2007, Reggie Willits came up to the Angels and he got everybody's attention. He was in 136 games and he hit .293, scored 74 runs. But then last year he went back down to the minors, came back up and hit just 194. 0-1 to Reggie Willits. Jeff Mathis, the catcher, on deck. 2 out. 0-2. Slider puts him in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, Mike has a potential go-ahead run at second with 2 down. No balls, 2 strikes. Down he goes. And another slider. It wasn't a Broxton fastball. Though he strikes out 2 in the inning. They leave Kendrick at second. Big John strikes out 3 and retires 6 in a row. And we're still tied 4-4. As we go to the bottom of the 10th inning, Don Mattingly talking to Juan Castro. The Dodgers will have Matt Kemp, Casey Blake, and then Jonathan Broxton due up. So Big John sits back. He made 30 pitches. Belisario made 31 pitches after Randy Wolf went 6 1/3 and made 95. So from the looks of things, Broxton figures to be finished. And that's ball 1 to Matt Kemp. Kemp struck out 3 times against John Lackey. And then in the 8th inning against Scott Shields, grounded out. Ball 2. As far as Arredondo is concerned, Kemp is 1 for 2 in the past. Arredondo pitched the 8th inning last night and struck out 2 of the 3. And a hopper into left center. Now let's see. Matt will hit the bag and hold on. So Kemp opens up with the base hit, and the batter will be Casey Blake.
Third baseman, number 23, Casey Blake.
4 runs, 12 hits for the Angels. 4 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. And after we showed you Don Mattingly talking to Juan Castro, it was pretty apparent that Castro was going to come into the game. And Juan Castro is now out on deck. Casey Blake walked intentionally, doubled, hit by a pitch, and singled. So he's 2 for 2. Matt Kemp deserves to keep an eye on him. He has stolen 9 of 11. Held on by Morales. Dodgers were retired in order in the 1st inning and in the 7th. Otherwise, they've had people on all night. 1 ball and no strikes. And Lackey, Shields, and Arredondo. Kemp wants to see Arredondo's good move without being picked off at the same time. Arredondo, 25 years old. 1-0 the count to Casey. Read him pretty easily that time. Arredondo is a very good fielding pitcher. He was a shortstop early in his career. Just couldn't hit. And remember, he has that splitter. (4-4), bottom of the 10th. There goes Kemp, and it looked like a pitch out, and Blake fouled it off. See if we can take another look. Mathis looked like he might have called pitch out. He starts out there, and the ball is close enough for Casey to swing at it. So Arredondo and Mathis were not on the same page, and Mathis now goes out to the mound and say, we better get together on this. When Arredondo was a shortstop, the scout said that he could throw like Sean Dunston. If you ever saw Sean Dunston, that meant he had a great arm. So when he couldn't hit, he went to the mound. 1-1. Kemp was kind of putting his weight on his front foot when he drew that throw. Mathis looking over to the skipper. Blake, meanwhile, double checking along with Kemp with Larry Boa. Duncan something to say to Matt. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Blake, a ground ball base hit into left field. Kemp will have to hold at second. So Juan Castro will be coming up in what you would be sure to be a bunt situation. First and second and nobody out. And Mike Scioscia now trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat again. He survived the 9th inning. Now we'll find out about the 10th. So Juan Castro will be batting with 2 on and nobody out. Castro does have a home run and he has 4 runs batted in. He is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. But in this kind of a slot, nobody out, you would expect him to try and get the bunt down. So Castro will be followed by Juan Pierre. Joe Torre was talking to Larry Boa. And Boa now comes down and says to Castro, "Look at me." So the first thing Boa will do will get a message from Torre. Then he'll give the message to Castro, and then usually the hitter will then answer back, "I've got it." Well, the Angels pull up the corners looking bunt. And a pickoff throw, but Kemp is batted standing up. Dodgers had a runner at third with 1 out in the 9th and couldn't pick it up. Now first and second and nobody out in the 10th. And another meeting. Ibar and Morales. Shows bunt, takes ball 1. And again now Castro's checking Boa. The runners are checking with Boa. Morales again halfway to the mound to holler something to Arredondo. 1 ball and no strikes. Castro will be 37 in June. He's been around, fouls it back. Juan was originally signed by the Dodgers way back in 1991 and made it to the big club in 95. Made a lot of trips from Los Angeles to Albuquerque and back again, and then went to the Reds. 5 years with the Reds, 2 with the Twins, and 2 more with the Reds. Then a 3rd trip to Cincinnati, then the Orioles, and back to the Dodgers. 1-1. Shows bunt, takes ball 2. The way the infield is working, the second baseman Kendrick covering first. The shortstop Ibar covers third, and the corners come to the plate. And that's what Morales is doing. He's like the linebacker on the defense in a football team, telling the infield how they want to play it. 2-1. They're coming for the bunt, and it's ball 3. On deck, Juan Pierre. And for Pierre, he's 0 for 5. And as we mentioned, it's been a rare game indeed where Pierre has struck out twice. To Juan Castro, the pride of Los Mochis and Glendale, Arizona. In fact, his family just settled in here. 3-1. Shows bunt, takes ball 4, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. So Juan Pierre coming up, and another meeting at the mound. 2 hits and a walk. Matt Kemp, the winning run at third. Casey Blake at second. Juan Castro at first. And Juan Pierre struck out twice, hit into a force play, grounded out twice. 0 for 5. Again, Mike Scioscia moving things around. He did it last night. They now have a 5-man infield, and it is Torrey Hunter who is closest to second base. So with a left-hand hitter up, 3 men on the right side. And ball 1. Arredondo gave up the single to Kemp, the single to Blake, walked Castro in a bunt situation. And here's Pierre. And ball 2. Arredondo pitched the 8th inning last night and struck out 2. He was throwing strikes last evening, but he's up to his hips in alligators now. Kemp, Blake, and Castro all out there. Ball 3. And now Mathis going to the mound again. There's not much you can say to him. Not much Mike can do either. Three balls and no strikes to Juan Pierre. And a strike. Pierre has walked 10 times this year. Time for the moment. So the 5-man infield. And another strike. Wouldn't you know, they go right down to the wire. On deck, Rafael Furcal. He's 0 for 4. And ball 4 to force in the run, and the Dodgers win it 5-4. So the Dodgers down 4-1. Come back and win it. Juan Pierre gets the walk and the run batted in. 5-11-0 for the Dodgers, 4-12-1 for the Angels. 3-run home run by Torrey Hunter went right down the drain. Jose Arredondo is the losing pitcher. Jonathan Broxton picks up the victory, so Big John is now 5-0. A reminder, tomorrow